Washington Post op-ed calling for President Joe Biden to step aside, writing, quote, unless Biden announces that he is not running for re-election, this quiet campaign against him will intensify, whether it comes from people who intend to challenge Biden in the primaries in 2024 or just to flex their muscles to discourage him from running again. Joining the conversation all morning long, Laffer, Tengler Investments Chief Investment Officer and CEO Nancy Tengler, and National Taxpayers Union Executive Vice President Arnold. Nancy, your reaction to this, it's the people, essentially. We don't need who wrote this. It was Steve Eisenberg wrote this op-ed in the Washington Post, but the American people are telling Joe Biden not to run. That New York Times poll found 64% of Democrats want somebody else to be their candidate in 2024.
Yeah, and I thought what was so interesting about that op-ed, Dagen, was that, you know, the author said that it wasn't that the president wasn't a strong president. It's just that he's not getting credit for it. I think that's what the polls are for. And I can't understand why anyone is surprised that at 78, with some obvious cognitive issues, this president would be weak. So, you know, the wolves are circling very early.
Yeah, the wolves, namely Gavin Newsom and J.B. Pritzker, to name two of them. There's a story in the Journal, in the Wall Street Journal today, about many Democrats are looking beyond Biden. And Brandon, to that point, that even members of his own party don't want to be standing, who are running for election or re-election in the midterms, don't want to stand alongside Joe Biden. And I'll just point to, say, Tim Ryan and even the candidate for governor, Nan Wally, in Ohio, when Biden was in Cleveland recently, they said they had scheduling conflicts to prevent them from having to be near him.
Yeah, I'm sure that's very, very likely. But in truth, what this op-ed said was what everyone in Washington has been saying for a long time, and that is this president is an albatross around the necks of Democratic candidates right now. And there's two things that are dragging down Democratic candidates. It's Biden and it's inflation. And there's only so much they can do about inflation. In fact, they've mostly made it worse. But there's one thing they can do about Biden, and that's put him on the back bench, get him out of the public eye. And the sooner they do that, the more quickly they do that, the better Democrats are going to fare this November.
Nancy, I'm going to add this before we move on to markets as we get this show rolling. It's not Biden that's the problem. He may be doddering and kind of out of touch and confused often. It's his policies, and his policies are the Democrats' policies. If anything, it's not his decision-making, it's the decision-making among these left-wing nuts who are surrounding him in the White House. And by the way, the Democrats are worried about Biden in their midterm election. They've been in control of the House and the Senate for the last 2 years. This is a disaster of the Democrats' making, not Biden. They're just trying to use him as a scapegoat.
Right. I totally agree. I mean, from cabinet secretary to cabinet secretary, you see people who are ill-prepared for the job, who are following progressive policies at their peril. I mean, there's a great article in the Wall Street Journal that it was the Alicia Finley piece on, you know, paying people to stay home, and that it did, in fact, do that. Transfer payments caused people to stay home, spend more. And then we threw a lot more money at it long after we should have, with the American Rescue Plan, I think, or Recovery Plan, whatever it was called. And so that their policies are responsible for inflation. Add to that energy and energy policy, where we're now dependent and we're going to other countries hat in hand, and countries that produce really dirty gas and energy. So I think the average American sees that, and that is reflected in the polls.
Indeed, Nancy, indeed. We're just getting started this morning.